Look, the call for new coal-fired power stations is, a long-held belief of the National Party. It's no news to anyone that I personally believe that coal-fired power is not the answer looking forward, that there are more reliable and better forms of energy technology than coal-fired power as we look to provide cheap and reliable energy for Australian industry and Australian consumers into the future.
Well, I mean, a lot of Liberal MPs have been biting their tongues over the contribution of the Nats, both in party room and also publicly. It doesn't seem to be working, does it?
Look, I think one of the things that we have on our side of the fence is that there's, although you can't acknowledge Joel Fitzgibbon, is that we have a very healthy level of debate on these matters. But look, I think it's pretty obvious that where most people want to invest in terms of energy production moving forward into the 21st century is not in coal-fired power. That's not to say that coal-fired power stations won't have a role in our energy mix into the future, but where you will see growth in energy production in the Australian market and indeed in the global market will be in other forms of electricity.
But if there was this path that Scott Morrison went down of new coal-fired power, perhaps subsidised in some way, he might placate the Nats. He'd have a serious problem with the Liberal Party members, would he not?
Well, I would have a serious problem with my electorate, absolutely. That's not something that they would be in favour of. And I just don't think that the economics of it, more than anything else, actually stack up. That's the biggest problem we have.
Pat, I wanted to ask you about leadership rules. Joel Fitzgibbon is questioning them. Let's just remind ourselves that in opposition, you need 60% of the caucus to decide they want to spill the leader before it would happen. Then it's a joint vote by caucus and the party membership. It's a bit of a straitjacket, isn't it? 60%, it's a very high bar.
Well, these were the rules that the caucus put in place after we went through an incredibly difficult period a number of years ago. I support those rules. Those rules have given stability. They gave stability to Bill Shorten. They give stability to Anthony Albanese. And they also mean that once we've made a decision, we just get on with trying to win the election. I don't believe that you wave the white flag and give up and say, oh, it's all too hard, we've got to go and fiddle with the rules. We've actually just got to go out and win more votes than we did last time. And when it comes to changing those leadership rules, what people are really saying is about taking away a say from our party members. Those rules delivered, for the first time, a say for Labor Party members to have a say in who their leader was. That was a historic reform. To take away...
Did you believe Joel Fitzgibbon?
I would not.
When he says this call for a change around splitting it between caucus and party members, he said, don't conflate it with the current tensions at all. Do you believe him?
Oh, I take Joel at his word.